Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are in the Celtic, or the Celtic if you're from the Boston area, and we have the fourth reskinned Baltimore, or the third, I guess, but the fourth Baltimore-ish class ship to enter the game, if you're counting the AL Baltimore, the Baltimore, and the Rochester. Now, I think the Rochester is an Oregon class, somebody said, but very similar ship. And I'm going to be upfront with you guys. No ship in any video game is ever going to be worth $70. Now, that being said, if you are set with your finances, please, by all means, whale this ship. This ship is pretty amazing, and this replay emphasizes that very well. This game was almost a Friday feature worthy. And I actually, when I watched it back, I missed one or two shots, which would have been I would have given Captain Yoink a run for his money. And it's ironically on the same map. But we are with Big J and Legendary V19. I also do apologize. There is a little bit of stuttering in this video. I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not sure if my computer is overheating at this point. But regardless of that, we saw this John Bart out here. Now, the Celtic does differ from the Baltimore. All of the other AL Baltimore, the Rochester, all of those ships differ from the Baltimore in their shell velocity. The Baltimore got a buff to its shell velocity, which does help aim a little bit. These shells are a touch more floaty. But if you will notice, the enemy team is doing the same thing our team is doing, but unfortunately, Legendary is not going to survive that. Legendary and Big J are both great friends of mine. It was Legendary's birthday, so let him know happy birthday. We were streaming with him. Give his channel, give both of their channels a little love. They'll comment, and you guys can or also put them in the description. But in the meantime, we have a Bismarck flanking wide here, another enemy Celtic opposite Legendary, as he is radared, hydroed, and unfortunately focused and out of this game. Legendary is a fantastic player. That is just an unfortunate set of circumstances. In the meantime, though, we have a broadside Bismarck, and you want to AP the crap out of German battleships. The good news for this game is there was only I don't think there was any battleships that could overmatch me. The 27mm plating is the same as it is on the Baltimore, so you can battle tank 15-inch guns and below, which was the only set of guns in this game. So we're just going to keep nose into this Bismarck. Try to use this smoke screen here, actually, and during the game, Jay didn't communicate it well, but it sounded like he was in the smoke, so I said I'm going to radar, so that way Jay could use his secondaries on the Bismarck, but he actually popped out of the smoke. And it was kind of a good thing because he did absorb a little bit of damage for me. We are actually undetected here, but we do hop, I'm guessing, in our smoke firing penalty here and become detected. Now, we are a little bit broadside, if I'm being honest, but this Bismarck has got other things on, and we are closing up our angle as we speak. Our primary objective, though, is to get this Bismarck off the board. As you can see, our ships behind us have abandoned B, and the enemy ships now have an angle on from B to shoot us there. So never leave your side. That's just rule number one. Just never leave your side. Rule number two is always shoot AP at the mid to upper belt or bow here. If you notice, I think we get a few bow shots for, 6 pens, 1 over pen, and 1 shatter there. So still not 9 hits, but I'm taking aim at the bow here, and you'll see why in just a moment. 7,800 damage, and I'm pretty sure the Celtic does not have the improved AP penetration. I think that is one of the trade-offs. Another one of the trade-offs, if you'll notice, is the health pool. But in return for losing that health, you get a longer range radar. The radar is 9.9, as well as a British cruiser super heal. You will notice that our heal is significant right now if we popped it, but you can actually get a lot more of that. So if you do decide to run fully packed, you can pop them a little bit early, but if you run refill station as I do, and as always, I will show you guys the build at the end, make sure you are utilizing your heals appropriately. This enemy Celtic radared, and if I'm being honest, this shot should have been a pure deletion right here. You saw where those landed. Now, we will go over the armor, and I probably missed the Citadel by hitting it towards the back, but this shot right here, just should have been. You can see my reaction on stream. And some of you might be like, oh, well, you're aiming high. Well, take a look at this shot. We aim even higher, and there's a Citadel. So for all those who don't think shells land a touch short, no, that is within the realm of RMG. They can land high, they can land low, but basically at that angle, and that, with what we're shooting at, if we hit upper belt there, we're going to get full penetrations, and that would have killed him. So aiming at the upper belt of ships, multiple ships, with the exception of cruisers, you can Citadel, is going to be a much better overall play. If you remember on the bow of the Bismarck there, we got nearly 8,000 damage with our front two turrets. In the meantime, though, we have a John Bart coming around the corner. He also has 15-inch guns, but we don't want to let him get our broadside. In the back of my mind, I was thinking that he might ram me, so I went ahead and beached here. Now, I'm playing a little game of let me take your guns, and we actually get a turret here. So you do have enough pen with these guns to knock out JB guns. Unfortunately, I think he repairs this, and he is going to get a decent chunk on our superstructure or another spot. We take another shot at the guns, miss, I guess, or just don't get enough pen to re-knock that. So we aim at the bow, we have enough angle. And if you'll notice, another 6,000 or 7,000 damage as the screen kind of, stutters there again. We popped the damage con, we want our heal back. The Akizuki is actually lobbing us from the other side of the island, so we're going to want to close that distance. You notice on top of my head there, we are in full forward gear as we take another shot at the bow, get 4 pens. That John Bart is on fire. We take a shot here, don't get the best salvo, and that is when the Friesland pops up. If I'm being honest, guys, this is part of the reason I don't get 8 kills is my inability or my decision in the moment here to shoot at the Friesland. But if you'll notice, we are getting spammed by 3 ships, John Bart secondaries, John Bart primaries, the Akizuki, and the Friesland, and we actually ticked very low, but that super heal came in just clutch, beyond clutch, as I said, get out of my game, Friesland. Now here is another chance. I don't think these shells would have cleared, but we do aim at the turret, or I guess the bow rather, of the John Bart, but I'm pretty sure those were ghost shells as that John Bart goes down. But we have 3 of the 4 kills here as our team has given up pretty much everything. It looks like I think it was a Kagero and a Richelieu on the other flank are holding. Our team in the middle, they just gave up that flank. I'm not sure what they did, but regardless of that, we have 1 radar left. Our hydro is on. I wanted to make sure this Akizuki didn't drop a last set of torps, and we're going to go try and find him. We have the extended radar range of 9.9, and with a 10.9 concealment, you can kind of guess when you are detected, especially considering he was just firing at us from that smoke screen, that he will be in our range. Now, this is a bit of a gamble what I do next, but we needed to get into B. We could not let these points tick any sooner, and this game actually comes down to the wire. Believe it or not, considering our team's poor position. If I did have one message for the people at B, don't leave your spawn. These 2 teammates actually do fairly well, but again, just don't leave your spawn. Hold your spawn or kite from your spawn. I give a lot more credit to the 2 at C because they are holding their spawn, which allows us to do what we did in this situation. There is the spot and there is the radar. If I'm being honest, I guess I overled these first set of shells, especially on targets sailing away from you as we get 1 shot there. And I told Big J, I said, shoot. We're probably going to get 1 more shot. Now, again, I probably would have gotten that kill, but I'm telling Big J, that's how you shoot from now on. So an excellent shot from him across map. Anytime a destroyer is spotted, you should shoot at it. If that destroyer would have gotten away, I don't think we win this game. And I say this because our Kagero is going to go down shortly. I believe he was trying to give will to rebuild to the battleship, which is just another reason. There it is. Another reason that will to rebuild is just one of those perks. Now, we do run it on a few ships, but the destroyer should never be sacrificing his positioning and torpedo angles just to give another battleship infinite health. But there goes the Richelieu, and like I said, those guys played fairly well, all things considered. Our team absolutely collapsed, but you have to play with what you're given, and that's what we do in this game. Now, we are down to 16,000 health. You do, lose about 8,000 health from the Baltimore, so you will have to play your ship accordingly. If you're not going up against battleships that have 15-inch guns or below, you want to utilize your health very carefully, and that's what we do right here. If you'll notice Jay's position, I told him to go out there and kite, and what that did was keep those battleships spotted so I could utilize this island cover and get their broadside. This game is all about setting up crossfires, and some people may think this is island camping. If you do, you don't know how to play the game. I suggest you go back to square one. But because of these 2 battleships pushing in, I wanted to get around to the edge of this island and potentially get into B-cap and stop their point influx. We are taking shots at the Bismarck here. That is the most dangerous threat to Jay, as this Wichita kind of moves into the same position. And if you heard me on stream, I'm like, Wichita, don't get in my way. I'm in my groove. I'm in a Baltimore class ship and I'm doing my thing. Now, thank goodness that they didn't necessarily focus me, but that Florida is sailing broadside on, not paying attention to us. It would have taken him a long time to turn his guns anyway. In the meantime, though, we are aiming middle to upper belt there, getting those nice, thick, full penetrations on that Bismarck. A few of those were actually shatters. Now, this is a shot that if I was in my regular Baltimore, this Mines probably would have been dead. The Mines actually does a good job of stopping and turning, but we do get a nice, 4 penetrations there. But that lack of shell velocity is noticeable, and it was noticeable on that shot. We do get a few more penetrations there. Now, in the meantime, though, the Mines has started to angle, so we're switching to the HE. Make sure you guys are utilizing your shell type. If somebody angles to you, make sure you're switching to AP unless you can overmatch them, which is only like destroyers and Atlantas, I believe. But we switch to the HE. We take out the Mines here. At this point, I see these ships are sailing broadside, not really paying attention to me. Jay is getting focused. You see that last cruiser on the far south side there, kind of chasing Jay, and I said I'm going for it. I did ask the Wichita for a radar, which is kind of, I just wanted to see where this Florida was, but the Florida is actually triple fired here. He does take a turret, which would have been cool if he didn't, because we got nearly 5K with one turret on his nose. Now I do think he angles a little bit here. Well, those were ghost shells, but I don't think those would have killed him anyway. So as a result, he is closing in. He has some health left in his superstructure, as you can see, and we're going to take it. Now, we do pop the high caliber here, and I'm not sure if he popped a heal because I kind of zoomed in, but we're aiming superstructure again. We get the Confederate, and we actually get the close quarters expert because one secondary hit his boat. I'm not sure how that first salvo didn't kill him, but regardless, that is the secondary close quarters expert and the Kraken. And if you notice, the Bismarck is broadside to us. We go ahead with the World of Warships teabag here on the Florida, and we aim at the upper belt of the Bismarck. You can see where those hit. 1 pen, 2 overpens, and 3 shatters. Maybe not the best salvo. Aiming at the bow probably would have gotten the kill on that salvo, but we get it anyway, and that is kill number 6 as Big J goes down, but not before damaging that Baltimore a significant amount. You can see me go a little ragey on stream there as as I tell everybody that I'm one of the best heavy cruiser players in the game. But that is 6 kills, and if you were paying attention, we missed a kill on the John Bart, and Big J shot at that Akazuki. So we had the potential to get all 9 kills in this game. Now, there is the Baltimore still left, and if you're paying attention to the scoreboard, which most of you do because you guys are good players, you're watching me, we are actually not winning this game, despite being up 3 ships, and that is the importance of getting capture points in this game. Now, I wanted to back up. I didn't know the exact health of that Baltimore, and if he kills me, and if a full health Baltimore could kill me and kill that Massachusetts, and then he could just bow tank the Wichita and win the game on points. Now, that being said, Jay communicates about this time that the Baltimore is fairly low, so I go ahead, but not before letting the Massachusetts and other Wichita take the lead. I have utilized my health appropriately, I do believe, so I'm going to let the battleship and the other heavy cruiser, who is full health, do that. Now, the Baltimore shoots for some reason, and I actually grab a quick transition or acquisition shot here and aim high, and if you heard me on stream, I said he's going to turn out. He's going to turn out. Jay said no, he's not, and well, I was correct. Now, those were overpens, so they hit on the superstructure, and he only had a little bit of health left, so a little bit of a yoink, but that is kill number 7, and the Dreadnought. So with those heals, if you're utilizing them correctly, and rushing what you should in a heavy cruiser, sticking your nose near the cap, utilizing your radar, you will do fantastic. That was actually my second game in the Celtic. The first one kind of didn't go according to plan on stream there, but 37-74 base with 7 kills. Dreadnought, Confederate, Kraken, secondary close quarters expert, and a high caliber. Shout out to both Big J, Legendary, and actually our entire team. But yeah, guys, that is the Celtic there. Just an insane reskin Baltimore. As we mentioned, though, no reskin ship is ever worth it. As you see our build here, it's just Neptune. Heavy Lag told me that he was running AL Belfast or Azuline Belfast or something, which is probably a little bit better build with Einstein and Mimbelli as our inspirations. As you can see me just kind of cheesing up that was our game. So, but this is the build we were running. Nothing really special. I can't say that that build made the ship. But it's just it's a reskin Baltimore. So if you're good in the Baltimore, you like the Baltimore, you have $1 million, by all means buy this ship. If you get out of a crate, it's a great ship. Like I said, I wouldn't go out of my way to spend $70 on this. You can see there, though, the 203s, 15.9 range with an 8-second reload. AA defense is mediocre at 77. Decent maneuverability. I think it was a little bit quicker on the rudder base than the Baltimore, and it actually does have a nice concealment of 10.9. So a decent little ship here. It nearly mirrors the Baltimore in armor. I didn't specifically look and see if there was one. It actually has a kind of a low citadel, but that 27 millimeter plating which coats the ship is very vulnerable to 16-inch guns and above, which you will face at tier 7. Actually, tier 6 actually, tier 7, but in especially tier 8. So, guys, that is the ship. That is the review. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was nearly a Feature Friday worthy replay. 7 of 9 with shots on 8 and 9 there. So huge shout out to Big J and Legendary. They're great guys. I actually had a lot of fun on stream last night. I did go a little hardcore for this game. But guys, that is the Celtic, whatever you want to call it, the newest reskin Baltimore from Wargaming. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. I love you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hey, Ron out. Peace.